I wanted to share with you, I forgot to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
I went on a date.
Pray tell.
It was not good.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
So
What was this date? Where did we meet this man?
we met him on Hinge.
Okay.
He's new to Scottsdale. So I was like, okay, like you got to catch them when they're new. Because once they first get to Arizona and they get their feet wet, they're just a goner. Like you can't, they're gone.
Yeah, there's no fixing them after that.
Right. So I was like, okay, you just moved here like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, okay, cool. So he asked me out to dinner and I'm like, great, let's do it. He's brand new. So I suggested
He
a
made
spot.
plans.
He made plans, which like is very hard to find.
It
you
is.
know,
Wow.
Hinge, they'll say, let's get dinner. And then you never take it off the app. Like we know that.
Honestly, my kind of date. Let's never take it off the app.
Then why are you on the app?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, listen, full circle. I'm going to tell you about the date, but I realized that point that you just made. I think I don't want to date.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't want to date. I think I'm just tired of it. Like, I feel like the next person I date is going to be somebody that is my friend. Because I already know you. We don't have to do the small talk. Like, we're already cool.
Right. Like, I'm not interested. I'm just not interested in, like, getting to know anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't care if you have a sister.
At all. Not even a little bit.
I literally could care less what your favorite color is.
Right. But then it's like,
I will forget the minute you tell me that. I will immediately forget it.
Nothing is sticking. Nothing you say is sticking.
Are we terrible?
Yes. Yes. But listen, I'm okay with it. Like, I've accepted it that, like, I don't care. Okay, anyway, sorry, the date. So, met this guy on Hinge. We went to dinner. I suggested the spot. He was super receptive to it, which was nice. It was super close to my house, which is why I picked it.
Love it.
Met me there. It was great. It's a really busy, like, shopping area. So I ended up parking super far. This is important to the story. This is important to the story.
Okay. I'm ready. I swear.
So I parked super far. Fine. I meet him at the restaurant. He's standing outside. Like, we're just making kind of awkward small talk, waiting for our reservation.
What's happening? Did you forget what happened?
No, I'm just trying to think of when I saw him.
What did they say? It's gonna take you that long? It's gonna take you that long to find it?
I'm finding it.
Oh no. Did he not match his pictures?
So he did. It's just listen. I think my judgment with the app's photos, I think maybe I create somebody in my own head because, like, I see your photo, but, like, that doesn't take into account your physical build or your height or your weight and things like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like they should pick photos that have those things. Like, you can kind of tell.
You would think, but, like, I feel like I see a lot of faces. I don't see a lot of, like, body photos. Okay. And even then, I still can't tell how tall you are.
Oh, that is my superpower.
Really? Well, you're tall.
Yes. I can tell anybody's height just from shoulder up. It's like my parlor trick. And I'm usually maybe within an inch on either side.
Really?
Yeah. It's my superpower.
Do you know how tall I am?
I mean, I've seen you in person, so I know how tall you are.
But do you know the numbers?
5'5", 5'6".
Yeah, I'm 5'5.5".
What'd I say? Okay. It is my superpower. Yeah, it's my parlor trick. Whenever I started at a new job, I was like, they're always like, what's your fun fact? And I was like, I can tell everybody's height. And I go around the room.
No, you don't. Not on the Zoom call.
There was one guy, though, to this day. Everything about this man says he's a good 5'6", maybe 5'7". And the man is like 6'2". And I was like, excuse me? And every time I think about him, I have to remind myself, this man is tall.
Yeah.
But okay, the date.
Sorry. Listen, it's the ADD for me today, the chaos. Okay, the date. Saw him. He wasn't ugly, but he just was.
We have to start there. then it wasn't good. Okay.
I don't know.
Continue.
Listen, okay, this is what the issue is. I think for so long, I love myself. Listen, let me preface this by saying.
I mean, you know how I feel about this, but okay.
I know. And I want to confirm that I do love myself and I'm not into settling and I'm not into just dating for the hell of dating. However, in the past, I have been very picky and which is like, I'm okay with that. But lately, I've been trying to be a little more open to not shut off.
Fair. Valid. Understandable.
Great. So I was like, well, let me just give it a try. Like off jump, I wasn't like super attracted to him, but I was like, he looks like a nice guy. We have a couple things in common. Let's see it.
Yes. A face you can grow to love.
Yes. Not grow to love.
Those people.
We do.
Are those people.
Right. So I was like, let me give it a chance. I see him automatically. I'm just like, I feel like I'm with a coworker. I'm like, it's not.
Oh, no.
It's not giving romance.
What were the conversations like when y'all were in the app? Or did you just immediately jump to a date?
I think we immediately jumped to a date, which I heard you're supposed to do. Like, I heard it's 50-50. So I've heard, like, build chemistry first and then go on a date. But then there's a fine line where if you only talk so long on the app, then you never leave the app. So then they're like, maybe you need to just go on a date. Like, they hit you up, you go on a date, and then just start there.
Yeah. I mean, as for me at my house, everybody is a murderer. Everybody is a serial killer until proven otherwise. So we need to keep it on the app until I'm like, okay, we vibe. I'm okay with you having a way to contact me outside of this. Then we can meet in person.
I'm usually like that too, but then usually it's like then we're both have cold feet. Like, oh, should we go? Oh, like, let's do dinner.
I mean, if you're vibing, then I think it works. I don't know. Again, it's just me in my house. I love this for you.
Me and my house, we're trying to figure it out because it's not whatever. We're trying to be outside, but it's not work. I'm coming inside. I'm done. Okay. I've had enough. So the conversation on the app, from what I remember, was like basic enough. So we get to dinner. We're sitting at the table. We're just talking about like family and like, I honestly
don't remember. What's the atmosphere of this restaurant?
It was a Hawaiian restaurant. Oh,
okay, so you're at this Hawaiian spot. Y'all are vibing. It's giving coworker. Then what?
So we're talking about family, and I'm like not really vibing with what he has to say. And then I don't know why, I'm just like not interested. And then this is where things took a little left for me. He was asking about like where I lived and like whatever, and if I like my space or whatever. And I was like, yeah, like whatever. And it came up that I lived in an apartment, and he moved here, but he rents a house. Like he rents a home. And then he was like, oh, I could never live in an apartment again. Like I'm way above that. I'm past that.
Good for you. Love that for you. As for me and my house.
Right. He's like, you don't worry about the he's like, you don't worry about the noise. And I'm like, well, the way my apartment is, I only share one small wall, believe it or not. Like all my other walls are free. Like I'm on a corner. Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't ever hear my neighbors. Like nobody above me is stomping. Like, no, I don't have a lot of kids in my complex. It's a lot of like young professionals who live here. So I'm like, no.
Which is also something you can set out before you sign your lease.
Right. Like my last apartment had kids everywhere. And I said, I'm never doing this again. Like.
And he's acting like houses don't get noises. There are noises that pass by this house all the time.
You're acting like you're not renting a house. You don't own that house.
Where is your name on the mortgage?
Correct. Like, let's not act like we're above.
Literally renting a house and renting an apartment is no different. One just sits by itself.
Somebody owns what we're living in. Both of us.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't have liked that. That would have rubbed me wrong too.
Yeah, I didn't love that. I was like, okay. So then
after already giving friend vibes.
Right. After
not even friend vibes. It was coworker vibes.
After already giving coworker. It's giving water station. We're at the water station. Hey, how was your weekend?
2 strikes. That's 3. He's already had 3 strikes.
No, listen.
The first strike was not being what you look like, not giving what you were supposed to give. The second strike was giving coworker vibes, and the third strike was trying to talk about my living situation. Like, we're not in the same predicament. And you continued with the date, I'm assuming.
Yes, because I'm nice.
Okay. And that's how people get killed.
Oh my God, listen. You're going to love this last part. This is,
okay.
You want to talk about strike 3? This is like strike 200. So we wrap up dinner. He pays for dinner like a complete gentleman, which is great.
Love that. Love that.
Hold on. Rewind. I will say, he kind of kept trying to feed me liquor. a little bit. Yeah.
He was trying to get wasted.
A little bit. So I made it very clear. We went out on a Friday night. Yeah. And I teach spin class Saturday at 8 a.m. every week.
Okay.
So I made it very clear, like, hey, we can grab dinner, but like I can't really stay out late because I have to be on a bike for 45 minutes in front of people in the morning.
Exercising.
Sweating and talking.
Yes, instructing.
That, right. And so he was like, yeah, no problem. So where this restaurant is, it's on a strip mall, and there's a bunch of restaurants and clubs and comedy clubs and little nightclubs. So I was telling him about, there's a nightclub that me and my friends used to frequent sometimes. And I was telling him about how fun it is and how like we used to like turn up. And he was like, oh, well, maybe after this we can stop by and get a couple drinks. You're not listening.
Yeah, I've already told you. That's not going to happen.
Already made it clear. So then I have one drink at dinner. I had like a Bahama Mama, you know, keep it whatever, cute.
Loosen up.
Right. I was like, I'm on a date. Let me loosen up. We both finish ours. And the waitress is like, you guys want another? And he's like, we should get another. And I was like, you're not listening.
Again. No.
The fact that I had one was like too much for me. I was like, I shouldn't even had that one.
Oh, wow. Okay. Are you lightweight?
No,
you were just like, I have to get up early and I will not survive this.
Correct. Like I'm at the age where even one drink, because mind you, so I teach at 8, I have to be at the studio like 7. So it's like I have to be up, dressed, playlist ready to yell, ready to like I have to be in the zone at 7 a.m. on a Saturday. My alarm goes off at 6 on Saturday.
Yeah, got it. Noted.
So I was like, I like to be clear-minded. I like to eat a good dinner, like whatever. So I'm like, me drinking is already breaking my rules for you. So whatever. So cool. We end the date. He pays for it. He's great. This is where I'm just like, I want to vomit. Like, even thinking about it is making me nauseous. I was nauseous the whole time. So at the beginning of the story, I told you I had to park super far because it was a busy night, whatever. So he's like, oh, let me drive you to your car. I said, I know.
What happened? So I
said, okay, so no, let me set the scene. We walked to his car. It's a brand new 2022, 2023 truck. It's a huge truck, like a lifted truck.
Yeah.
Which, side note, lifted trucks, I already have a couple thoughts, but I'm just leaving it there. I see this big lifted truck and I'm like, it's super clean, super nice on the inside.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, no. The car was clean. He was clean. He was great. Like that was great.
Okay.
Here's where I'm like, please, no. He opens my door like a gentleman. I get in. I had to like climb the ladder to get in because I'm not that tall. I get in. He gets in. He starts the car and we sit there for a second. And I'm just like, fuck. Like just that sitting.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I parked like down there. And he's like, okay. And then he goes, well, before we go. And then he leans over and he kisses me. Destinee.
Did his breath stink?
No.
Was he a bad kisser?
Yes.
He just like ate your face?
No, quite opposite. So
he gave you the booty hole. Is that what happened?
Not the booty hole lips. Yes.
That's at our big age. As much porn as there is out there.
Right, you have inspiration. You could go watch the video before we came here.
Listen.
Let me demonstrate.
Okay. No!
With my hands.
Okay. Okay.
So, his mouth was already closed like a booty hole, like you said. And mind you, so, okay, let's set the scene. I have full lips, right?
Yeah.
This man did not.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
And that's a no-no. I kissed a lot of white guys in college, and I said, we can't do this anymore.
That makes so much more sense.
Every now and then you find some with a fuller lip, but like for the most part, it's not there.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw the lips were thin. It was giving bird beak. And I said, fine. He comes in. Like, even like a normal kiss, it's like the lips, like, mwah, you know what I mean? Like, mwah.
Yeah.
He just kind of was like,
jabbing at you.
Like slurping it. And then a little tongue. And I said,
the fact you let him kiss you that long to give you tongue.
It was like a 30-second kiss. And I said, I know. Listen to me.
We have to be okay with curving men.
I'm not even going to be seeing any more men for the foreseeable future, so don't even worry about it.
You got something to tell me?
No, that's the next episode.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, but listen, we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
I'm not dating anybody for the foreseeable future, for the record. Just nobody. Men, women, nobody. Like, I'm just done. It's just me and my dog. Like, we just need to be by ourselves.
Understandable.
For the time being. So he's like, and it's also like multiple pecks. You know what I mean? Like, he's like 30 seconds of that. And I'm like, I'm tapping my foot.
Nightmarish.
I'm just like, oh my God.
Waiting for it to be done.
Waiting, counting down the seconds. And so he stops. And I was like, okay, like, and I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, you're a good kisser. Like, I just didn't say anything. Yeah. I was like, I just like smiled, like,
what happened? Can you take my car?
Like, what do you want me to do? And then so we like talk a little bit more. He leans over and does it again.
Destinee, at what point? See, and you don't love yourself.
Listen, I do. Listen. So then 50-50, I said, you know what? Because I can be rigid. I can be a little stiff. So I said, you know what? Loosen up. I said, maybe you'll feel something if you just, so for like 10 seconds, I kind of just like really like, I closed my eyes. I was like, let me really see if I feel it.
Be in the moment.
It was so bad.
I would have known from round one.
I did know, but I was like, let me just say, just to check it off and say I did it. Because I'm never going to see him again. So let me just make sure.
My goodness.
Okay. So then I had to tell him, I was like, oh my God, okay, that's enough. Like, I got to go home. He drives me to my car. I have a big scrape on the side of my car. I scraped my garage backing into it. I have like little garages here at my apartment. I scraped it backing into it. And so I was like, oh my God, don't judge me. I'm like, I swear I'm a good driver. Like, I was just making a joke. And he goes, well, you know how you can make it up to me. Leans over and kisses me again.
Oh. And you let him.
That's the gag. I let him.
What did what did Bush say? First time, shame on you. Second time,
shame on me. Yeah.
Yes, shame on me. Third time, don't let it happen again. I don't know what to tell you.
I never heard that one.
It was Bush's version.
Oh, okay.
That was George W. Bush's version.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, never let it happen again. So then, oh no, I'm not done. So then he parks the car. And I'm like, cool. I'm like, log it out. Let me get in my car. Like, he's like, I can walk you. I said, we're literally in the same like parking garage. This is my car.
Yes.
Yes, it's right there. Like, you're looking at me getting in. Like, I appreciate it. He's like, I just want to make sure you get in safe. I said, you can ensure I get in safe from the high rise of your truck. Let me just get out and get in the car. No. So he comes around, opens my door, helps me hop down, walks me to my car.
Does he get in your car?
No.
Oh. I was like, oh man.
No, but of course he has to get another kiss. So he sneaks another kiss.
You kissed that man 4 times.
I'm about to say like 4 or 5 times. Unwarranted.
5?
I can't keep track of all the in between. And I don't know what counts as one time. Because he would take a break and then he'd come back for some more. And then he's like, okay, I need some more. And then he'd be like, well, you can make it up to me. And I'm like, you got a lot going on.
Destinee, I want better for you.
I want better for you too. So anyway, I ghosted him kinda, and I'm working on that. That's something I'm actively working on. It's not ghosting.
I ghost religiously.
Me too.
But that's because I don't like conflict. And
I know.
I understand. I understand it's probably not the nicest thing to do, but I'm ghosting people who we have zero attachment to. I'm not ghosting you if we've gone on like 2 or 3 dates. I'm like, listen,
right.
I'm not feeling this. But if we haven't even met up,
right, then who cares?
At that point, I was just welcome spam.
Not welcome spam.
I was welcome spam.
No, you're right. And it's just part of the process, especially the dating apps. It's like part of it. I will say the last person I did confront, I was like, I don't want to ghost him. Let me confront him. He tried to gaslight me and was like, well, we should just be friends. I said, that's what I'm telling you. Like, what do you mean?
Yes, I agree. You're not wrong. At that point, sometimes you just have to like let them think it was their own idea and just be like, yeah,
I can never
I'm
do
dodging a
that.
bullet.
I
Oh,
can never let that happen.
okay.
Because
Again, everybody's a murderer. I'm letting you go. You win. You're right. You're absolutely. You're
no,
actually. I'm gonna be so
no.
distraught.
And if you're a murderer, then we're gonna have to duke it out because that was my idea first. I literally, you can't try to break up with me before I break up with you. I literally
No, yeah.
don't do that to me. If I say, hey, we should be friends, don't be like, yeah, I wasn't really feeling you anyway. We should be friends. No,
Great. I'm glad we're on the same page. Bye.
I'm too petty.
Destiny.
I'm too fiery.
That's
I
fair. That is fair.
It's the Aries. I don't know. I can't. Like, that is not, you're not going to do that. Like, you can say whatever you want. You can say, oh, I'm so sad, or I'm mad, or F you, or you're whatever. What you're not going to say is, yeah, I thought so too. No, because you didn't. When your tongue
But you didn't.
was
You
down
never
my
said
throat.
that.
Right. Your tongue was in my mouth. You
You wasn't
obviously didn't think that.
that. Yeah. I think we're just different here. I'm very much like, listen, yeah, you're right. You're so right. Bye. As long as I get what I want at the end of the day, which
What do
was
you
to
want?
get out.
Okay.
If I was trying to get out and you're like, oh yeah, no, it wasn't working for me, and I'm like, oh, wonderful, love that for us. Goodbye. Enjoy your life. I wish all you the best.
Honestly, no, that's for the best. I'm not mad at that. When's the last date you like really went on? Like first date?
Been on
None? Really? I feel
years.
like
No,
I feel like you've been on one date. No?
no. I get to the point where like I talk to people, and then when it's time to go out, I have to really evaluate if I want to meet you. And if I don't want
Same.
to meet you, then it's just meh.
Same.
But I've never come across somebody like, yeah, let's go out and meet. Well, that's a lie. That is a lie. I was scheduled for one date.
Not scheduled.
I was. We were gonna go see Guardians of the Galaxy when it
Okay.
first came out, and I was like, little did they know I had already seen it, but I was like, yeah, I'll go see it again on your dime. Sure, why not? And I'd like to meet you.
Mhm.
But then my aunt passed unexpectedly, and I was like caring for my mother for a while.
Yeah.
So, listen, I can't date right now. It's complicated.
That's fair.
And then I just never went back out. So
Okay,
it'd be that way.
We gotta get you back out.
I think my thing is though, I never want to do long distance again because I did long distance for 5 years, and I was like, I need to be able to see you during lunchtime if I choose. I'm not doing that again.
I get it.
So the fact that I know I'm going back to LA, I have zero investment in dating men in Atlanta, unless they have an immediate plan to go to LA. So I think that's why I've just been stalling and even trying to date people because I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm.
But you never know.
I'm
What
going.
if you meet someone who's like, I want to go to LA? Like that's my dream, is to meet someone in Arizona who's like, I want to go to LA. And I'm like, cool. You want to split rent?
Listen, that's it. Let's split the rent. Then I mean that person's gonna find me because I'm not actively trying to look.
Ma'am.
So I mean, I'm welcome to it. Like if I'm out, minding my business, and some fine man is like, "Hey, let me take you out," and I'm like, "Okay, sure, fine." It hasn't happened,
Mm-hmm.
but if it does, I'm like, "Okay, sure, fine, let's go." But then I'm like, "Listen, this was cute. This was fun." I don't know. I think maybe I'm just not the type that dates for fun because I'm a
Elaborate.
Cancer. I'm a
Elaborate
Cancer.
there.
I'm getting very attached very quickly. So if I'm going to date you, we're married.
You get attached quickly?
I do. Listen, by the minute you tell me we're going on our first date, I already have like the wedding venue picked out. I'm like, oh yes, I'm taking your last name. This is how this goes. I can't wait for you to meet my parents. I mean, I don't act on it.
Right.
I'm gonna say that. But yeah, in my head, absolutely. We've been betrothed.
Real? That is so surprising. You do not strike me as someone who
Really?
gets attached. No. Quickly? No.
Oh yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I get attached quickly, but I can also remove myself from the situation.
Quickly.
Just as quickly. I say it's the military kid in me because we were moving around like pre-social media.
Okay.
So like when you left wherever you were, that was it. Like unless you were gonna send a raven out to these people, you wasn't gonna be talking to your friends from elementary school. So I
Fair.
can make a friend. We can, but then I can also be like, all right, that was cute for the last 4 years. Bye.
Interesting. This is a side note. Do you now, I'm curious, do you see people as disposable because of that? Like growing up in the military and being,
No, I
okay.
wouldn't say people are disposable. I wouldn't say people are disposable. But I am very much like, okay, if it didn't work out, I won't be ruined. I was like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
I think a
Wow.
lot of military kids are probably like that. At least
Oh, I'm
my
sure.
generation. My generation. I don't know about now that you have literally unlimited access to people, but that like sweet spot before Instagram, like 2011, 13-ish,
Mm-hmm.
pre,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're all like, that's fine. Because we had Facebook, and Facebook, it really was like, I mean, I felt like it was still, you had to try and connect with people on Facebook
Hmm.
when it was popping.
Right. That's interesting.
So, do you not know Facebook before it was like popping? Or are you like Instagram? Are you Instagram?
I'm not, I know Facebook. I had
Okay,
MySpace.
okay. You had a MySpace. Okay. Well,
How
then
old do you
yeah,
think
we
I
get it.
am?
I don't know, but you looked real confused when I was like, yeah, I don't know about Facebook. It was still like you had to search people out. You
Well,
had to figure out what they was doing in life.
I can't remember when Facebook was popping. I was there for it, but I'm like, I can't remember it. I remember
I was
MySpace.
also in Korea, so
Fair.
it was like there was 14 of us. We could just find each other at the movie theater.
Okay. You got to take me to Korea. It is on my list. I do want to go.
Listen, come. They have not left. We've been there 14 years.
Maybe next year. I really want to go.
I've been telling you. I've been telling Ryan. I've been telling school. I've been telling anybody. I want to go to Korea. There are houses. Pick which one. We can go.
That's true, you guys. Yeah. Okay, next year. I'm gonna add that to my, because I really do want to go.
You
Yeah.
do. But
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry about your booty hole kisses, and that sounds like a
ma'am,
terrible date.
not the booty hole kisses.
There were booty hole kisses, and you took them 5 times to the face.
I did, and after that, I literally went home that night and I deleted Hinge, and I said, you know what?
Actually, nobody can.
Nobody. I'm like, you know what? That was enough. I've seen enough. And I just, I think not only that, but also I've realized like even on Hinge, like matching with guys or like talking about meeting up, I think like what you were saying, it's exhausting. And like, I always think I'm like, if a guy actually asked me to dinner tonight, I'm probably going to say no, because I don't want to go.
I just don't. I'm tired. I think that's what it is. I'm just exhausted with dating.
Yep.
That I have no, like, it doesn't bring me joy.
None. I have no desire.
Like, the idea of having to go out and sit with a stranger and make small talk. I already don't like small talk as is.
Right.
But like now you're forcing me to have small talk with you for at least an hour and a half. I don't want that.
I don't either.
That's why I'm at least, we need to at least vibe first in the apps. Because if I bring myself outside and we don't vibe, I'm going to be like, it's like times 2. I'm irritated times 2.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I agree. I'm the same. It's, if we don't vibe, I'm irritated times 2. And then I'm like, I don't want to date anybody anymore.
We can just be single for forever. And that's wonderful for us because I honestly just want to date my money. It treats me very well.
Well, and you have enough for it to treat you well. I do not.
You also have enough for it to treat you well. Let's not go there. You're like suffering from shock. That's all that is. You have enough to date your money.
You're right.
Yes.
You're right. I have enough to date my money. I do have enough to do a little bit of light dating with my money. Would you?
Your hair is done. Your nails are done. You date your money.
You're right.
You eat out. You date your money.
You're right.
I mean, a lot of people in like the self-care world will be like, no, that's you dating yourself. But me don't keep me warm at night. My duvet that I bought keeps me warm at night.
That's true. Do you think money can buy happiness?
Absolutely not. There are people with a shit ton of money that are miserable. But I would much rather be miserable in a Maybach.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that it's the cure, but I do think it can buy happiness.
I think briefly, for sure. As somebody who is avid spender, very, very big proponent of let's stimulate the economy.
Mm-hmm.
It can get you happiness for like the few hours that you have this like new shiny thing in front of you, and then it's like,
Yeah. You want
all
more.
right, think what more, and there's no filling it. There's no filling it.
You're right. So like maybe
You're
money
talking to
can't buy
somebody who bought a
happiness.
whole car. No, it can't buy happiness. It can certainly be an endorphin rush. It can
Yes.
certainly be like a little hit of oxytocin to the system.
Okay.
But I don't think it can buy you happiness. Do you think it can buy you happiness?
Yes.
I was gonna say it could also vary from person to person.
I think money can buy happiness.
Okay.
It could buy me happiness.
We're not gonna get into this. Because I tried to tell you that you are not poor.
It's fine. I mean, I'm not poor, but I'm not money happiness happy. Like if there's like a certain amount of money
No.
that if I had that, I would be happy all the time.
I wouldn't look past, like, I wouldn't be driving down 75 being like, oh, look at those billions. If I was at money can buy me happiness money.
Right.
I'm at money can tickle my fancy.
We love
Money
a
can make
fancy.
me.
Yes. Okay.
That's where we're at.
Tickle my fancy. I'm here for it.
Money can tickle our fancy. Money can tickle our fancy. We're not at money can make us happy.
But okay,
And
we'll
I'm trying
work
to
on
make
it.
you understand that tickle my fancy is a large group. And
Okay.
there was a point where we were like, no, we're surviving.
You're right. You're right. You're right. There was times where we had no money and we're so happy.
Thriving.
Joy
You could
every
not tell us
day.
anything else. You could not tell us anything else.
No, you're right. Yeah. And in LA, where it's hard
In LA.
to find joy sometimes for many.
What's on purpose? Please tell.
Not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not for me. But I do know LA is like a dark place for a lot of folks. Like they're like,
it's where our dreams go to die.
Right, but I was happy and poor, like actually poor and like grinning
Poor.
ear to ear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I would see that check and be like, oh, love this. Poor.
Enough to get groceries just once. Yay!
Maybe. And honestly, I'm gonna have to like spread that out.
Honestly,
like,
yeah.
This loaf of bread is gonna have to last a lot longer than normal.
I'm traumatized. Okay, that's LA. That's LA. Well, I will say of money, and I see your cute little somebody's auntie. Is that a sweatshirt, t-shirt that you have on?
Yes, it is.
That is cute.
Somebody's auntie. So yes, I went to a man who makes custom stuff, and I was like, "Sir, I would like for you to make me this. Thank you."
I know. Don't you get out of
hand?
hand?
Necklace of somebody's auntie. I'm an auntie. It is the title I love and adore the most.
I know. I remember when your sister had the baby and how exciting and excited.
Beaming. It's so funny because actually I don't know what it is, but recently Raven's been getting a lot of auntie videos and she sends them all to me and I'm like, yes, you know, that's my baby.
Oh.
You just birthed her. That's my child.
I love that. I'm not an auntie. In fact, kids, the older I'm getting, kids make me kind of uncomfortable. Like low key.
Fair. I was definitely for a while. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have kids. I want to at least have 2 so they can be siblings. And like I was 100% gonna have kids. And I'm like, please, dear God, no. No children.
No.
I love them. Don't get me wrong. My niece is my child. My nephew is my child.
Oh yeah.
I don't want children. If that makes sense. Yes, bring them over. I will even spend the summer with them. If like my brother and my sister, they need time from no longer parenting, yes, drop them off at TT's. I'll watch them for the summer.
For the summer.
But I will give them that. Oh no, don't get me wrong. I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like a good 4 weeks, 6 weeks, we will figure it out. But I also say this, know that if you are dropping your child off with me, I am not raising them. I'm purely there for fun and to make sure they don't die.
True. They're not going to learn nothing from me.
They're going to learn nothing. They might pick up a swear word. I can't promise you what you're going to come back to, but your child will be alive and they will be happy. That's it.
Listen, those aren't bad rules. I don't know if I could keep a child that long. I've never kept a child in general. I've babysat.
Really?
Yeah, no, I don't know anybody with kids to keep.
Sure, valid. It's coming. It's coming. So many people are getting married. So many people are getting engaged.
I mean, listen, I have friends that are having kids, but because I'm like the single one who doesn't care about kids, it's like a joke. And they're like, oh, like Destinee, you should watch the baby for a day. And I'm like,
I don't know what it is. I've been told very often I give off motherly vibes.
You
So
do.
people just like drop off I'm going to give my child to you. I'll be back.
You do. You do give off like strong mom vibes. I'm afraid of kids, but kids like me. I'm starting to get to that point where yeah, like I don't know what to do with them. Like, I don't know what to, I used to love babies. That was my thing. Like, babies, loved babies.
They smell so good.
They do, but now I'm just like, what do you do with it? You just like hold it? But babies love me. Kids love me. They love me.
I can see that. You seem like a jungle gym. You seem like a lot of fun.
Come on, jungle gym.
You get very much jungle gym. Like, they can just have a ball. It's nonstop energy with you.
But it's not, because I'm not returning it.
Oh, really?
I don't know how.
Girl, I don't know. Make pretend. My niece and I, we literally had a 10-minute conversation yesterday because she loves Belle and she was in her Belle dress. And I just pretend. I know enough of Disney that I can keep a conversation of make believe with her. Okay. So I asked her, I was like, where is the beast? Is he here? Are y'all having dinner? And she was telling me, well, she had to do all these chores. And I was like, but don't you have a magic house? Like, why can't the dishes do themselves? And we had a 15-minute conversation on just that.
Okay, so listen, here it is. That is a good point. Because I can do the conversation. I can talk.
No.
But I can't do the baby talk or like the...
Oh, no, don't talk to them like a baby.
Right.
Don't talk. That was one thing that I'm very glad my sister is a teacher, because a lot of people, and I mean, listen, parent your kids however you want to raise them.
Right.
Again, I will never raise kids. So I don't take my advice. I'm just saying my experience and what I'm appreciating. And the fact that she's a teacher and she was like, you severely limit your child's scope to grow when you talk to them at their level. You need to constantly be giving them new vocabulary, talking to them as if not talking to them as if they're an adult, but like how we're having a conversation right now versus like, baby, like, hi, Destinee. You're limiting them. You're limiting them. If I talk to my niece like I'm talking to you right now, and that girl, I swear I don't know what's wrong with her. But when I tell you, I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, well, that's your niece. That's why you say she's a genius. And I'm like, no. She's an actual genius.
No, she is. She's smart.
An actual genius. And I credit that to my sister being like, no, like, we're going to speak to you. Like, you can understand. If you can't understand, then we'll break it down for you so you do.
Right.
And that girl forgets nothing. Yeah, children, But at least my siblings know that I'm not there to raise them.
So you for sure don't want kids? Like, for sure. Are you sure?
I'm not going to say I for sure don't want kids. What I'm going to say is, me right here, right now, I'm good. What I believe I want is I want a partner that I can like travel the world with. We can go do really fun things as two grown adults and just have a blast. We can consistently date. But if I meet someone who's like, no, I really, really want kids, and I love them that much that I'm like, okay, it's not an off the table conversation. Like, it's not a deal breaker to want kids for me. I understand why it would be a deal breaker for some people, but it's not quite yet a deal breaker for me. But I also would have to go into that conversation like, okay, we can have kids, but I need you to understand that this is something you want that I am willing to give to you. Does that make sense? So when little Junior comes around, just know this is what you wanted. So don't expect me to carry the load. Well, not carry the load, but like carry the full load of parenting. As most women do, because it's this like thing that you're supposed to have kids and you're supposed to, be this involved or that involved or do whatever. Like, if I have kids, I'm going to be involved. I'm going to try and be as good of a mother as I know how to be.
Sure.
But my partner also needs to know that this was their choice. I don't know how to explain it without it sounding like I'm being a dick and I don't want to be a mom.
I know what you mean. I think it depends on, I guess the dynamic of the relationship, regardless of if you
Yeah.
want kids or not. Because even if I want kids, you're still going to be an active parent. Like I still need you still,
1,000%.
you know what I mean? So
Bare minimum. Bare minimum is an active parent.
you're going to know how to change diapers. You're not just going to come play with the baby and that's your job.
Yeah.
No, you know how to do it all.
And I think that's what I'm trying to say is like, you're going to have to provide more than the bare minimum.
Yes.
Because this was
it's what you wanted.
It's a partnership, 100%. Mm-hmm. Like we're going to carry this weight together, but I will be expecting more
from you
than the bare minimum. Yes. Mm-hmm. I will be expecting a lot more.
That's true, because I feel like, so I've been seeing a lot of these podcasts and conversations and everyone, it just grinds my gears and everyone's like, my legacy, shut the hell up. But
okay.
And it's all these men who are like, what about my legacy? 100%. What about my legacy? It's okay. Legacy and lineage are two different things, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But yeah, I'm just like, shut the hell up. But I have been thinking for myself as well. I've been thinking, I'm like, do I want kids? And I was someone who grew up, I wanted 7 kids. That was my thing.
Naturally?
Oh yeah.
Dear God.
Yeah.
On purpose?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what you wanted.
That's what I wanted. I was like, I want 7 kids. I wanted the big family. I wanted the husband.
And this economy?
Wanted. Past tense.
Oh, okay.
This is me like growing up, like as a teenager, little girl teenager. I was like, I want a bunch of kids. Like I just wanted, not so much though. This is like the weird part. Not so much that I wanted to be a mommy. Like I don't really think I have maternal instincts if I'm being 100% honest. Like, so I wasn't like, I want to be someone's mommy. It wasn't that. Yeah. But it was like, I just wanted this big family, because I grew up in a small family. Makes sense. I think I just wanted like family and like just a ton of fun and laugh, like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So today I think I'm okay with no kids. However, I have decided I'm open to 1 kid. But I'm like almost 90%, 80% sure I won't be carrying physically.
We had this conversation, and I remember somewhere you switched on me. And I was like, I need to have this conversation with Destinee because we talked about this, but over mimosas. Because I was like, I don't ever really want kids, but I would love to experience pregnancy. In order to be a surrogate, you have to have kids. I don't know if it's kids of your own, but you at some point have had to go through a successful full-term pregnancy.
Okay.
And I said, and we made this agreement, again, over mimosas, that I would carry your baby. And then you, and I think one of these episodes, did a little backflip and was like, I don't ever want kids. And I was like, what about me? What about what I want, Destinee?
You're right. Okay, let's set the record straight. Mimosa free. Okay. I think I do want 1 baby. I do think I want one. One though. Okay.
Listen, all I can tell you is that stats say for women over 5'9", I am 5'9", we have twins. Twins runs in my family. Tread lightly.
You'd have to keep 1 and I could keep the other because...
That's terrible. You would separate the set? You can't separate a set.
I will separate a set if that's what happens. Or you'll be keeping the set. And I'll visit on the weekends. I don't know what to tell
you. What is that? What was that with the Mary-Kate and Ashley? What was that? That wasn't Mary-Kate and Ashley, was it? No.
Tia Tamara.
Parent Trap. We're going to parent trap them. Not Tia Tamara, but also, yes, sister.
Yes, separate you at birth. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I want a baby. I don't want to carry it though.
Yes, and I'm on the other spectrum where I don't want a baby, but I would like to be pregnant.
You would like to be pregnant?
One time.
Yeah. Then I got to thinking and I was like, well, what if I meet like a husband and like I actually love this man and like actually want to have kids with him? What would it take for me to have 2 kids? I don't know where that thought came from. Listen.
The first?
Listen, I said, so I put myself in it. I'm very good at putting myself in it. I close my eyes. I'm like, okay, I'm with him. I'm with Jamal. We're at our house.
Not Jamal.
Listen, I don't.
Where did Jamal come from?
That's his name. We're in our big house. Okay. We got the dog. We got 1 baby. Okay. And he's like, I really want another baby. I think, okay, this is where it came from. Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think, was it Sonya? Her husband was like, I want another baby. And she was like, I don't want that because of my career. Fast forward, she's pregnant and they're having like a healthy baby and a beautiful family. But at the time, I remember Drew Sidora was like, well, you got to do whatever it takes to please your man. And I was like, sister, anyway.
She's getting existing. He's welcome.
She's right. I'm like, okay. But that made me think, I'm like, damn, what if I didn't want a baby? And my husband's like, please, I just want another baby. I want a boy or I want a girl, whatever. You know how men are. And I'm like, what would it take? So I like talk to myself and I'm like, I need a housekeeper. I need a nanny.
And that's what I'm saying. You wanted this. You're going to provide assistance.
You want to provide? You want to talk about your legacy? Now's your chance to provide.
Listen, now's the time. Step it up.
Step it up.
I don't want this. If you want me to bring life into this very fucked up world, you are going to have to make it worth my while. Don't get me wrong. Children are wonderful. They're beautiful.
Sure.
I love them. They are the future of us. But if you want me to bring more of that, I need to be taken care of too.
I need you to bring more of that.
Okay, so yes, you were saying you had some confusions with you.
Yeah, so then I was like, would I have more than one kid? First of all, the thought of having one kid physically, I don't think, like, I'm so turned off at the thought of being pregnant that I just
don't want it.
I ain't got it. But let's say I did have a baby. It was healthy. The pregnancy was great. I didn't have a bad experience. And my husband's like, again, I need a maid. I need a housekeeper. I want the push present. I want all the things.
All of it.
Everything.
I am a material girl and I want to be treated as such.
Everything. I want it all. And I don't want to hear a complaint about it. And I will happily have another child, but I want it all.
Yeah. And see, I love that that's where you start for your second child. That's where I'm at for number one.
I love that for you.
That's where I'm at for number one. If you want me to bring life into this world, give me glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
Give me everything so that I feel 100% supported in something that you wanted.
I don't want to have to worry about a damn thing. I want to wake up. I want to walk the baby with the stroller. I want to go to Pilates. I want to go get a coffee. I want to go get my Range Rover cleaned out.
I don't want struggling motherhood. I don't want to sweat.
I want my nails done every couple of weeks. I want my eyebrows and lashes done on time. My hair done. Like we're not skipping a beat.
No. Yeah. And I think and that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. I love that that's your number two though.
That's number two. But listen, number one,
you're like, maybe, okay, yeah, I get it.
Sure. Fully. Make it worth my while and make me forget that I even did it.
Yeah. 1,000%.
That's where I'm at.
Listen, we are commemorating this in here that when it's time for your number one, if I'm still alive with a healthy womb, there's an agreement on the table. I'll do my best to give you one. I make no promises.
I'm gonna literally hold you to that if I do decide to have. Because listen, I even looked into it because people our age, like even older, maybe even older 30s, people are starting to freeze their eggs and all that kind of. And I'm like, that's expensive, and I'm like, I'm not really looking to do that right now. But there's other options, and then sperm donor or like there's other things. So I'm like, I could do a sperm donor, but then I guess I'd have to use my eggs because if not, then it would be biologically your child.
Yeah, it would be your eggs. It's the surrogacy. It's your
but I still
fertilized
gotta go through the process of getting my eggs out. I don't want to do all that.
Oh, girl, well then you just want my kid.
Right.
Why did you just say that? Mommy bit her first.
Mommy did
just say that. You gotta do this whole loop-de-loop.
Do this whole podcast? If you just want the baby, just
for my kids. Just say that.
I'm done.
You want me to have your baby?
Shut up.
Other way around. You want to have my baby. That's how it is.
I guess so, yeah. I'm like, I don't want to have to do any labor. Like, I just want to hand somebody some sperm, figure it out, and then hand me the baby.
Okay, yeah, no. To be your kid, you'd have to at least do a little something, a little work.
That's true, because it would be biologically yours, and then that would be kind of weird. Like, I mean, unless you were cool with it, but then it's like, well.
I just think I think it's a little weird.
A little bit.
I think it gets weird only because I didn't want kids.
Right.
I was like, I think if I wanted kids and you couldn't have kids or you, for whatever reason, just didn't want to. And I was like, okay, well, I have my own already. Here's yours. I don't want to give my one and only.
To me.
I love you. I do. It's murky. It's gray.
It is a little gray.
Ask me next Tuesday. Who knows?
Sure. Right. We have a lot of time. We do have some time to
we
figure
have plenty
it out.
Of time.
I will say, I also had kind of like a more sad thought with that. So I know you have siblings. I do, but technically, like, do not. You know what I mean? Like, so technically, by proxy, I'm an only child. Kind of like, it's complicated. We know my family tree is a little complicated, but based on where I was raised, how I was raised, I am an only child. So I was like, if I don't have kids, I'm kind of like ending the family tree low key.
That's fair. How do you feel about that? Do you not like that?
I don't know. It makes me sad.
Do you like your family tree enough for it to be around for a while?
No.
That's how I always think about, like, anytime I was in a very serious relationship and I was like, do I want to have this person's kids? I'm like, am I okay with bringing more of you into the world? And if you don't really want to bring more of your family into the world, I wouldn't hold tight onto I'm ending the family tree.
But I don't know. I just feel like, I guess I'm ending this branch of the family tree.
And that's fine. That's your prerogative.
That makes me sad.
I understand that. It could be, it's definitely something you shouldn't take lightly. And I don't think it's something that you shouldn't take lightly because, like, you should, I think, one, it's very, is it archaic? And
that could be the word.
I think it's very old school, like old school to, like, think about purely your family lineage.
Right. It's giving legacy.
Yes. It's very, very old. It's like, I need to pass down this, like, bloodline. Like, now you can make a family for however you decide what family looks like.
Right. No, and it doesn't have to be like fit blood, you know what I mean? Yeah. But just like me not having anybody. It's just, I end here. It's me. You know?
Leroy.
Not the demon dog. Yeah, that's true. I do have Leroy. But, like, you know, I'm just like, that's,
mentor somebody.
I don't know.
If like your thing is, what is it about you're ending this, like, tree that is hard for you to let go?
I don't know. It feels like, so I don't know. It seems like I'm not super close with both sides of my mom and dad, like both of their family. We're kind of distant. It's like growing up, like, I had cousins and stuff and we saw each other, but, like, it was like, that's the family you don't really talk to. Like, so my immediate family, like my parents, it was really just us because we were the only ones, like, with our heads on straight. Yeah. So I don't know. It just feels like I almost see the tree as like the three of us. And then if I don't do that was it. It was just the three of us. Like, I don't know. It would be nice to just have, like, one more person down. And if they stop it, they stop it. But, like, dang, like, just that was it. It was just us three. My mom and my dad and me, and that was it. Okay, bye, y'all. We all dead. Like, what we do? You know?
I guess you have to just take the burden off of that. That is your nucleus, absolutely, but there are more people that make up your family.
I wish they didn't.
So, really then, what you need to, like, rewire it to think is that you're starting a tree. And that's what...
Yes.
That's what you're afraid of letting go.
Yes. That's 100% correct. You're right. I'm not afraid of ending our crappy family tree. It's the starting a fresh tree.
You want to start a fresh tree. Understandable. Mentor people.
That's not the same.
Is it? Why not? There are so many kids that call my mother mom.
That's true. A lot of people call my mom too.
There are a lot of, and they mean that with their whole heart.
Right. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. You're right. That's what I'm saying. Family doesn't have to look like what society makes us think a family is.
No, I know that. And I'm very big on, like, I love Tracee Ellis Ross and I love how, like, her view on life and, like,
what is loneliness. Her view on life? I don't know. Pray tell.
Really? She just has a really interesting view on loneliness because she's, like, in her 50s maybe and, like, has never been married. She has no kids, like, and has a successful acting career. Like, but her take on a lot of people are like, aren't you lonely? You know, whatever. And she's just like, no, like, I find family in other ways and other friends and communities and other people's kids. Right. So I know that. But I just can't help but to think, like, in the, like you said, the nucleus, like when it comes to having a kid or adopting a kid or whatever, but it's like having a child. I don't know.
Let that go.
Okay.
It's easier said than done. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But if physically having a child is not what you want, don't contort yourself into whatever this image is that you think that you, I guess that you don't want to lose. Like,
no, listen, because I've thought about it. The thought of me being pregnant, and I was like, maybe I can just do it once. That's a long 9 months. And I'm not trying to be miserable.
yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
who knows? It could also be glorious. My sister loved her pregnancy, and she's like, if she could be pregnant for forever, she would.
That's true.
And I've heard a lot of people say that. It can also be a hell on earth.
I've heard
it can
both.
Also be hell on earth.
Mm-hmm.
So both are right. Both are true. But yeah, you just have to let that go.
Okay. Well, and it's not like it keeps me up at night or anything where I'm like, the tree, but like
the damn tree can't sleep anymore.
But, you know, it just sometimes I'm like, damn, if I don't have kids, that's the end of my family tree, you know? So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not. You make families in other ways.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying you have to let go. You have to let go of the idea that you physically bringing life into the world means that your tree will live on. Your tree can live on in what you do while you're in here. You don't necessarily have to bring life.
I know.
It can happen in other ways.
You're right.
Let it go. Release it.
Just when you look at the family tree, it's...
Okay, Destinee.
Thanks for tuning into Swipe Society. Please rate us and leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and anywhere else you listen to this podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. If you're not already, please give us a follow on Instagram at Swipe Society Pod and send all questions and inquiries to hello@swipesocietypod.com. Don't forget, we drop new episodes every Wednesday. Chat soon!